Good evening. You are tuned to KGVM Bozeman. We are Gallatin Valley Community Radio. We're 95.9 on your FM dial and kgvm.org online. It's time tonight for the local musician spotlight. We are obviously not in the Tune Factory. We're down at the filling station, and we're going to do a show here tonight, do an interview, and then we're going to see a performance by our guests tonight, Thrown Out Bones. And thanks for agreeing to do this. And I got to see you here on this very stage back at the end of June. I think you guys were coming through on tour, and at that time, I guess you actually knew that you were coming back around for this show, or you were thinking you were going to be back and have a new EP in hand, as I recall.
And we do.
We do. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting. It's been a long process getting to this point with this EP, and we're so excited to actually have it. And it's going to be releasing online soon. So this tour, it's actually only been available in person, which has felt really special.
Yeah, that I guess that used to be the way everybody did it, but it seems like that's a lot of times kind of a rarity now.
Yeah.
I think usually, most of the time, it seems like bands were released digitally, and then maybe they'll finally, and maybe some of that has to do with logistics of actually getting hard media in your hands. I don't know how miserable that is for CDs. I've heard a lot of horror stories about how miserable it is for vinyl, for sure. But
vinyl is tricky.
Yeah.
Vinyl's complicated. Yeah.
Also, people just don't have CD players anymore, which is crazy.
That is hard for me to understand.
Well, it's
the
also
thing that managed to surprise me, even though this is the second printed EP we've done now, was I forgot how much effort has to go into like all of the art and all the various things that are not just because being of the generation where I listen to things digitally, I'm like, oh, there's album art. It's one picture.
Right.
It's like, but no, when you're printing a CD, the rest of it isn't just black or whatever.
Yeah, right.
darn it.
So it's like, we're totally ready to print this, and it's like, oh no, we have the front cover. Oh, awkward.
Whoops. So we were designing, putting the rest of the EP's design together at the beginning of tour, so we could pick it up in Maine and go back across the country with it.
So, yeah, you were on tour here in June. I think we got to see you on a Sunday night show here, and I was glad I followed the advice. I never miss a Sunday show. It was a great time, I thought, and so I'm really looking forward to getting to see you again and maybe hear some. I imagine you probably played at least some of the songs off the EP the last time, but to hear them again.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's part of what feels so good about having the EP is that these are songs we've been playing for a while, and it's like, finally, you've been so invested in these songs, and we can actually give them to you. Thank you for waiting.
Yeah.
But did it? Well, I guess maybe you recorded some of them before you went on tour, but you said you'd been playing them for a while before. Some of them.
Yeah.
So they've gotten road tested and maybe tweaked a little bit based on audience reaction and stuff.
Most of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We were just talking about this the other day. That I think Bob Dylan's kind of said this in some interviews, that a song is never done. When they're like, how do you know when a song is done? I don't know. You see me at a show, it's going to be. I'm going to have new lyrics. And so there are songs that we have on Spotify, on our old EP, that we play differently now.
Yeah.
We literally added new parts to.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of an interesting exercise to be like, okay, this is the done version that we're going to say is okay for this album. And that doesn't mean that it has to stay the same when we play it.
Yeah.
It's I really like live music, and part of the reason is just the opportunity to, some bands, I guess you maybe don't really get this opportunity very much. It's like, well, they play the song that's on the album, and maybe they play the same set, pretty much every time you see them and stuff. But bands that maybe, on any given night you get to see where things might go. And I think that's a lot of the fun to me of live music. And so I like seeing that, as song morphing or developing, or, sometimes maybe it's just on this night, we're just feeling a little different. So the song's going to feel a little different. It'll have a little bit different texture, tempo, or whatever. So
Yeah.
I love that. So
We super lean into that because Sam is like very into jam and jammings, or jam bands and jamming, and so like I think we all really connected. Like a lot of our friendship is from jams that I would throw at my house.
Yeah.
And like, so during these live shows, we'll just open up a song and see where it goes.
see what pops out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. And we'll certainly be doing that tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like one of the most exciting things to do, because sometimes on the road we're like, okay, that jam happened.
That was.
But then sometimes it's like, what? I am impressing myself during this song, and it's so fun, and it feels so good to like feel that energy with one another,
Yeah.
and how the band is just such a beautiful medium for each of our unique song preferences and performance styles, and I think that's one of the most. It's a double-edged sword. It's like some of the most incredible things come out of that when we find that in between, and then it's like, okay, we are three individual humans with different mindsets, and how do we talk about it? And how do we let the band be a reflection of us rather than the band is this thing that we need to shape ourselves around?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, that's like the band is the three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you were here, you were kind of early on the tour, and you've been touring since you were here?
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-month tour. This is, I think, show 47 of 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
So the end is in sight.
Yeah.
It's in sight. Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm ready to finally finish my move.
That's right.
Like,
We started moving at the beginning of the tour.
yeah. Thankfully, none of the stuff that I was trying to move actually wound up coming with us on tour.
Yeah.
Very true.
It could have easily happened.
Yeah. And there's been some crazy things that have happened on tour, which will actually probably be visual in the show tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
One major highlight of which was in Washington, D.C.
Yeah. When I fell down a fire escape outside of a venue that we had just played.
Because that's how you loaded into this venue, apparently, up a
Yeah.
3-floor fire escape.
Those, those like antique East Coast buildings
Yeah.
that had microscopic little stairwell, and so the secret tip for bands to load into that place was use their very modern, very labyrinthine fire escape to get your stuff up. And lo and behold, it's not very well lit. It's the very irregular, and because I was probably really dehydrated from how crazy hot it was the whole night. One drink and I was 3 sheets to the wind.
It was a 4-hour show,
Wow.
and we were pouring sweat. It was so loud.
Yeah, we went through so much water.
Yeah, and then I got a phone call when Nick was like, I'm gonna go check on the last thing, do one last, make sure that we
check.
don't have anything left over. And then I got a phone call that was like, Liliana, I need help. I think I might have broken my ankle. And it was like, no, why?
And she had just made a joke when she got my phone call 5 minutes after my previous phone call that turned out to be rather off color, which was, I guess Nick must be, having trouble getting down the stairs or something.
Yeah. Oh, how we laughed, and then oh, how we cried. But honestly, the next day we took him to the urgent care, and we played a show that night. And he had his ankle all wrapped up. It was a bad sprain.
Really swollen.
Yeah, it was
times.
humongous.
It's really, really ugly.
And he's been playing with his foot elevated at all the shows, except for Billings last night,
Yeah.
which is the first time that he
Maybe-
stood.
Finally on the mend.
Yeah. It's been 5 odd weeks, and 5 actually going on 6 weeks, I think. And I'm just trying to take it really slow. I like to kind of zoom around when we play, but I'm probably going to be sitting tonight because it was speaking to me. So,
It was letting you know.
like, excuse me, we're not done.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it's like the magic of tour and its unpredictable nature, things like that happen. But then also, we had 3 random days off in Michigan, and someone reached out to me on Instagram because they had seen they had followed my Instagram through another band that I'd played with, and he'd never met me. And he was like, "You seem nice. You want to come up to the Pictured Rocks in
Upper
the
Peninsula.
UP? And like, I run a cruise line. You can just take a free cruise." And we were like, yeah. So we drove 5 hours out of the way, and it was going to be our relaxing vacation. And then Sam is an excellent adventure buddy when when I just like, when I have empty space in a new place, I jam pack it with things. And obviously poor Nick
I was
like,
incapacitated.
"Meh." And I was like,
I was
okay.
just laying around reading books.
And I was like, here's my plan. I'm going to bike around an island. I'm going to swim through some caves, and then we're going to take this cruise. And Sam was like, when are we waking up? It was such a good day. It was so fun. And like, that's the stuff that I love about the road, is just like the unexpected magic, the people. We have so many friends now, like around the whole country, that feel like family. And that's just, it feels really, really sacred to have that kind of connection with so many different amazing musicians and people. And they help us when we tour now through, and it feels so cool to be able to reach out to a friend and be like, we're gonna be here for a weekend, and they're like, let's play shows all weekend, and then we know we're gonna have a killer time with the Powells, or playing Super Smash with Ben Gage, or rolling around with Nina Sophia in Flying Squirrel onesies. It's the best.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe we'll check out some of the show.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Enjoy. What's up, filling station? How you doing out there? We are Thrown Out Bones from San Francisco, California. And we're stoked to be playing for you. We're just gonna get straight into it. Go slow when I'm ready to run. I don't mean well, but I mean no harm. So guess it's better to sound the alarm. By the way, I can't sit still, can't think straight. I know better than to complicate. It's my fault, it's too late. Yeah, I know I'm better than this. Can't help the feeling that there's something I miss. But I guess the casualties are all with the risk. 'Cause I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know if I ever will. Breathing in, keep that buzzing tight beneath your skin, because you scattered too much, too much, too much. Oh, will you ever know where to begin? But it's too late, I know, but it's just an ticket of space. You should go ahead, cut me off, feeling the stuff inside. Never keep setting your brain. It's too late, it's too late. Yeah, I know I'm better than this. Can't help the feeling that there's something I miss. But I guess the casualties are all with the risk. 'Cause I know what I'm doing, and I don't know if I ever will. us. This next part's a sing-along. It goes like this. I know better than 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 this. It feels so good to be back at Philly Station, y'all! Hid between the words we whispered,
Sit unseen between the bones we built to keep them out.
I know it's sexy stealing through the night with you. I can be yours in the daylight too.
Between my, you just hold me there. Yeah, you just hold me there. I lose, but if I could choose, I'd drag my fingers through your head, tear right into you. Catch me. I got nothing to find out. Press me. Time me on the ground.
Slowly in your molten gold, lick my lips with all the cinnamon you stole. By my wrist and then you tell me to go. But I won't leave now.
Hey y'all, so good to see ya. Wow, last time we were in the filling station, it was almost 3 months ago. And we were just kicking off our cross-country tour. And now it's been almost 3 months, and we're our last weekend. Y'all are officially show 47 of 50. God, it feels so good to be here. Y'all are so great. Also, if you want to come a little closer, no pressure, but lots of pressure.
Yeah, lots of pressure. Getting closer means more pressure.
Feel all the pressure. Now that I have you nice and close, we can sing our song that we wrote for a murder mystery podcast. Will it come out tonight? Will it all come out tonight? But if you close your eyes, is it good enough for you? Be careful what you speak, 'cause it will be used against you. No matter what you plead, no matter what you try to believe, I guarantee your words belong to me. 'Cause now there are no secrets here, yet still they slip through the cracks into all those suspected ears. So if you don't know what's at stake now, speak only what is written to the living here on Tavern Lake. This is the risk you chose, and it's clear to me. If you're the one who knows and you haven't already told, then at least I can rest easy. And you can rest in peace, 'cause now there are no secrets here, yet still they slip through the cracks into all those suspected ears. So if you don't know what's at stake now, speak only what is written to the living here. Let it out as you fall into your knees, 'cause if it's worth the crime, then it's worth the casualties. And if you're gonna bother, to hell with all the foresight. A slip of the pen and the tongue of the neck would end it all tonight. Well, I suppose I could let you go, but no. No, there are no secrets here, yet still they slip through the cracks into all those suspected ears. So if you don't know what's at stake now, no, if you don't know what's at stake now, there's nothing left that you can say now. There's only what is written for the living here on Tavern Lake. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I really love seeing this dancing that's going on. So we want to play a song that maybe y'all know. And y'all want to shake your booties too. We're fans. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. And I think of all the things what you do. And in my head I paint a picture. Since I've been at home, well, my body's been loose. And I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
be that fine. You be dodging all the time. Are you still dizzy? But since I've been at home, well, my body's been a mess. And I'll miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. But since I've been at home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Yo, that was Mr. Sam Miller on the bass guitar. And this next song comes with a little bit of a story. So beautiful things happen to us on the road, on tour, and we welcome the unexpected. But in Washington, D.C., we were smacked across the face with a very difficult unexpected, which was we were loading out a 3-floor fire escape from a venue, and Nick, our guitarist over here, went to do the final check to make sure that we had everything we needed. And about 3 minutes later, I got a phone call, and he said, "Liliana, I think I need your help. I might have broken my ankle." And I was like, shit. Went over, his ankle was the size of a friggin' like grapefruit. And the next day we went to urgent care. He had a terrible sprain. And he continued to play shows. We played a show that night. So he's been sitting playing like 20 plus shows on his butt, even though he rocks so hard. And this song is about feeling crazy in your body and in your skin. And obviously, Mr. Nick Chang will be able to present that to you.
Slipping through the floorboards and clawing at the road with my fingertips. There's something that to look for here in this room. It's rising up, smoke from my skin. It throws it back, but you pull me out again. Here in my mind, where I press through, where other heavy lost and slid into. And my skin, tear up the mess of me. By my head or the rest of my body. So take the time you need. All the memory of old stuff starts home. So try by the memories. All that I do, it's only time to really pipe. Something starts up again to make it more another night. Another night. My mind will press through where I have it lost, slid into. All my
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks for going there with us. Also,
I was doing all the flashy stuff, but Sam was coming up with a really sweet, like that weird little flat 2 modulation. That was all that guy.
yeah, so in case you don't know, we're just opening, we just like get weird and make shit up. So thanks for going there with us, which this next song really encapsulates that whole experience of inspiration, artistry, and how that relationship can often be a very difficult, painful, tension-inducing experience. And we're particularly excited about this song because it's on our EP, which last time we came through, we didn't have. We picked it up on the other side of the country in Maine, and we've brought it back for y'all tonight. It's available, the little CD, and it's only available in person. So you can have these songs, and we really, really want you to. They're pay what you can, so you can put in whatever you want. This song is called They Beckoned Me Here. Just to stay afloat, I'll take the mistake. It's lying in wait if it means more time. But I've buried the trust by kicking up dust just to ease my mind. What do I
All right. Wow. Things are going great. So, yeah, you said that you put together the EP that you've got now while you were on tour, kind of wrapped it up and got it while you were on tour.
Yeah. I was still mixing it when we left. The parts that I was mixing, because we definitely bit off a lot. Because we were like, especially it was like days before we left, and Lil was like, I want to record all the auxiliary percussion in my parents' house. Lil's dad loves to collect that kind of stuff, so there are many options.
It's awesome.
And let's just say that like project kind of exploded, and
Including my dad. My dad was one of the objects that we tossed onto the mix.
That's right. We just kind of like, we just pulled him out, and he had like 15 minutes. He was like late for dinner or something, and we were like, oh, Gene, just do it. And he was like, he's kind of playing. He's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. We're like, it's fine. And before you know it, we wind up like, he actually, I mean, he's a great musician. So it's like, some of it was kind of confused, but it was basically, we just kind of removed some of it that was like a little confused. And it was like, no, actually, we were like, maybe we'll move this here. Maybe we'll slice this up. But actually, it was like, no, it was fine. It was great.
My dad, he's the trumpet on Get Out, which is really like, feels awesome to have him on
that's
CD.
pretty cool.
And that guy was a bear of a mix overall. There was so many little things we were trying to squeeze in there.
So you got it all.
Maybe
wrapped
it landed.
up
It landed!
So, so part of the EP predated the tour, and was it like a COVID creation, or?
Some of it was.
Yeah. It was kind of a blend of the two. Like, I think we've had Come Home for a long time, and that's one of the ones that was born of a Sam bass line. I don't know, is there like a story behind where that bass line actually came from?
I don't think so. I was just kind of playing around, and you stopped me and said, keep doing that.
That's right, I think I remember that in Nick's garage.
Yep, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and that song was like all across the board. And then it's in comparison to Sins and Secrets of Tavern Lake, which was a total COVID project, when someone reached out to us and asked us to write a podcast soundtrack. And it was a murder mystery podcast, and we were like, we've never done anything like this before.
I've never really been commissioned for music on this scale.
It was very fun. It was a very, very bizarre and different, and Sins and Secrets came out of it. And you'll hear it in the song. It's very like murder mystery, suspicious. There's a maniacal laugh.
I feel like I want my eyebrows to constantly be flicking as I'm playing.
Constantly up. This is how I am the entire song while I sing it.
Yeah.
So it's like a kind of a hybrid of the two, which has been really interesting as they came together for the actual album, because it was like, what actually unites all of these songs? And as we were trying to come up with the title on like week 2 of tour, we were listening through the songs, because we agreed that we do like albums that have like the title actually harkens back to a song lyric. And They Beckon Me Here, which is the title track, had this one line, what is one to do when all of this is through? Will my body start anew? Will they bury me? And it's just this like, this concept around like wanting so much to be something, and that tension and intensity around ultimately being like a limited thing. And that's in being a human, being a musician, trying to write music and just not being able to access it. And that's what They Beckon Me Here is all about. And it was like, whoa, this album is, all these songs are about a form of tension, whether it's anger or murder or, and with Come Home, like the discovery of the release, remembering, reuniting through letting go. And that the album is almost symbolic of the next phase of this band, which is all of us being really full-time, focusing on the band and putting ourselves into this project, so that the band is these 3, souls, spirits, energies,
Creatures.
and that it can kind of like be an exchange, because that's the beauty for me at least of this particular group, is how much Thrown Out Bones supports all of our individual passions, like performance and mixing and lights, and and we could go into all of those things for a long time separately, but it does feel everything like it was like a holding breath, and then in the title, and then it was like an exhale, and suddenly, okay, we're breathing new air, and we're ready to set out and embark on this next chapter of what this band is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have you? How far are you into looking at the next? Like, is there a next recording that's underway, or?
Oh yeah, the next thing. First of all, we have a spreadsheet that is attempting to dictate our entire next year, because we're super independent. So it's everything is like, well, we're booking and we're recording and we're
Promoting.
Writing, and we're promoting. We're trying to get our friends to come out to another show. And actually, speaking of recording, we've been pretty much this whole tour, we've been talking about like we need to go back and record more, because it's like some of the songs we're going to play tonight, I mean, we really love them. We've been like pretty much ready to record them, but it was like, kind of had to budget time ultimately for, because this EP barely even landed as we're on tour.
Yeah.
Which is one of the changes. We're going to be ahead of the game.
Yeah, we sure will. And so, especially, I mean, recording ourselves is going to make it much, much easier, I think. Because at this point, we're not the like holding point anymore. And when we get home, it's basically going to be like, I'm planning on having I'm going to get some mics delivered probably, and I'm very excited. It's going to be like soon. Like basically we get home, we play our homecoming show days one, possibly even the same day we get home. and then it's going to be like, let's go.
Yeah.
Record stuff.
So excited.
Recording studio.
Yeah, especially with how much excitement we get around songs like Crash and Burn and Big Bang, which are usually some of our like biggest heavy hitters, and tell stories of casualties we've experienced on the road, which have been pressing and growth-inducing and resilient. And it's cool to have those experiences in these songs that people are like, this is awesome, because, turning tragedy into, hit bangers. It's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Turning pain into art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe that's all the greatest art. Born out of pain. I don't know. But
I wonder. I don't know. I feel
least
like
at least a fair amount of it.
An uncanny amount of it does seem to be that way. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And for us, it's the hot little pop jaunt is the one that came out of like 4 days of like what?
Yeah, we got our
What?
van smashed into on our first tour, and so we had to find a new van really fast.
It was going to be our forever van.
And it was not.
It was our for about a month van.
Yeah, for note to self, forever is 1 month.
Yeah, okay, good. That's
The
different
worst-
than what I thought.
Worst part was we actually bought that van February 2020, i.e.
Oh,
right before COVID. I was right about to quit my job. We had 2 tours queued up mid 2020. So then we just kind of had to sit on the van for 2 years, and then we get on tour. Yeah, and
We're
1
like,
month later.
finally, y'all.
damn.
1 month later, yeah, wow.
Yeah, and then the van that we got and traveled the rest of the way across the country, that van, when we got home, was stolen. And so it was like, what?
Like a week after we got home.
Can we not hold on to a van? But the van that we got to replace those vans, because we know how to make financially responsible decisions, we got another van, has been great. And it got us across the South for our second cross-country tour. And actually, that's what paid off our last 2 vans, because we didn't get any money back for either of them. And now we're paying off the van that we have lovingly called the Marshmallow, because it could be interpreted has a creepy white van. When you call it the Marshmallow, it's cute and endearing.
I swear that's not what I was thinking when I suggested the name. I just thought it looked kind of white and squishy. It's also, it's been getting like, it's been accruing dents gradually as we've been touring, so we are testing its squishiness.
It is squishy.
Regularly.
Confirmed.
It's squishy enough
It
to
is squishy.
avoid the worst that the gremlins have thrown at it.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Verdict's in. Our van is the appropriate amount of squish.
Yep. Not as squishy as that other one.
No, that was too squishy.
Too squishy.
Such an expensive squish. Anyway, Crash and Burn came out of that one, which we do have videos on YouTube and stuff, so you can find that online. But we're really excited to have an album.
Don't have a studio version of it, yeah.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Cool. Well, I think maybe we'll check out some more of the show.
Yeah, please. Enjoy.
people live just for the fame. Some people live for the power, yeah. Some people live just to play the game. Some people think the physical things define what's within. I've been there before, and that life's a bore, so full of the superficial. 'Cause some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all. It ain't you, baby. If I got you, baby. Some people want diamonds. Some just want everything. Everything means nothing. If I ain't got Some people search for a fountain, promises forever young. Some people need 3 dozen roses, and that's the only way to prove you love them. But hand me the world on a silver platter, and what good would it be? With no one to share, with no one who truly cares for me. 'Cause some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all. If it ain't you, baby. If I got you, baby. Some people want diamonds. Some just want everything. But everything means nothing. If I ain't got Some people think physical things define what's within, but I've been there before, and that life's a war so full of the superficial. 'Cause some people If it ain't you, baby, if I got you, baby. Some people want diaries, some just want everything, but everything means nothing. If I ain't got you, yeah, something in this whole wide world would mean a thing. If I ain't got you with me, baby, no. Some people want diaries, some just want everything, but it means nothing. If I ain't got you. Thanks so much, y'all. All right. So this next song, we if you can tell, we love chatting. We're chatting. So while we're chatting, can we hear it for Salt and Shadow, who opened up the night? This next song goes out to spontaneity, to our checkered history with vans, to the wonderful people that we've met along the way who make the weird parts of tour wonderful. This song is called Joyride. Got a simple life, but I live it right. I think I could, and maybe I might just let shit go, brush it off. 'Cause it feels so good, and I know that's enough. And I know where to go, but I'm out and I got my keys. Gonna go on my own, that's cool, I like hanging with me.
Don't wanna leave and need permission. Out of my own sweet soul. Listen with your eyes on the sky, new exhibition. I'm ready to go.
I drive fast and my head is reeling. It's just the sun, the road, and the breeze. And life's hard, but I love this feeling when nothing is expected of me. I got my shoes in line, got my suit and tie. Say I'm looking good and I'm feeling fly. I got some money, but I don't make much. But I feel so good and I know that's enough. I drive fast, my head is reeling. It's just the sun, the road, and the breeze. the sun, the road, and the breeze. Life's hard, but I love this feeling when nothing is expected of me. And I'm here, but I'm not waiting. It's now or never again. So think fast, or you'll never catch me. This road I'm on, it don't even end.
Cheeky little triangle. She gets me with it every time.
Cheeky triangle. Who doesn't love a good cheeky triangle? So, some of y'all might know this story, but for those who don't, we have a very strained relationship with vans. Last year, we set out on our first ever cross-country tour, and we were very, very excited because we had a brand new van, and we had our jobs quit. That's the right phrasing. And we were gonna do the band thing full time, and we were super stoked. However, when we set out, we did not foresee that in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, somebody would slam into our brand new van and total it.
Dude, yeah,
sorry if anybody's
he
from
gets
Milwaukee.
us.
There's good people there, but those people were just not very responsible.
That was a problem.
It was quite sad. But over the course of the next 4 days, we were able to find this like Mad Max van that people doubted would get us the rest of the way across the country. It had 250,000 miles, but like whatever. It could get us back to San Francisco. And y'all, it did. We didn't miss a single show. But thank you, Black Panther. Except in Oakland, when we came back home, it was stolen a week later. So, what? I know. What?
Yeah, big what?
Why does that happen? How does that happen?
Why, universe?
So, being the financially sane, responsible people that we are,
Fiscal responsibility.
we bought another van, and we set out across the South for our second ever cross-country tour to pay off those last two vans. And y'all, 2 months later, upon arrival back in San Francisco, we successfully paid off our two vans. Thank you. So now, being the financially responsible adults we are, we're on our third tour paying off that van. Thanks, Marshmallow. Which, you know, honestly has been doing some serious work for us. It hit 100,000 miles this tour. So can we just get a round of applause for old vans that like hold up?
22 years, baby. Not that many miles.
Yeah, baby.
Strange.
And of course, since we are artists, we took that terrible, sad, heartbreak experience and we wrapped it into a nice little pop song package. This song is called Crash and Burn. Oh, if I knew where I was going, I would tell you. But I guess that's part of taking the back road. Here we go, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. If I close my eyes, it's only getting better. We're just good carnations. This is one heck of a view. Crash. And burn. Hold your breath and hold the turn to crash and burn. It's no. Thanks so much. We got time for 2 more songs for you. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. And again, please, if you don't have one, take the CD, take it. We want you to have it. Sign up for our email list. We want you to come back when we play again. Bite your tongue, better bite your tongue if you want this all to work out. Hold it in, better hold it in now. What's all you're crying about? Said I can do this, pull us through. Hold up my end of the deal. I'm locked and loaded, how about you? I'm done with biting your heels. I don't believe it when I see it. Step up, boys, if you wanna make it out alive. 'Cause if we're gonna do this best, bet we're gonna do it right. So show me you got what it takes, that you won't break in this fight. 'Cause I wanna feel your teeth, boys, when you bite. When you bite. Get that tail out from between your legs. Gonna stand my ground and hold that mic so steady in your head. When you shoot, you better aim to kill. I swear I will. And when you sing, you're tearing out of hell. Step up, boys, if you wanna make it out alive. 'Cause if we're gonna do this best, bet we're gonna do it right. So show me you got what it takes, that you won't break in this fight. 'Cause I wanna feel your teeth, boys, when you bite. All right, the filling station. Our loyal few remain. And we need your help for this next part. Dang, you know it. This song is about a very particular thing. And you know, by listening, you are an accomplice now. And that is in a bank robbery, but not just any bank robbery, all right? This here is a werewolf bank robbery. Yeah, she knows. And this is what we like to call a howl and response. We're gonna howl a melody, listen for you to howl it back. It's gonna get a little shorter, weirder, wilder, and then we're all gonna transform into werewolves. Yeah. You know, just to make sure you're with me, filling station, can I hear you howl? Come on. You're hired. Let's freaking go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. what it takes that you won't break in this fight. I wanna feel your teeth, boys. Wow. Yo, that's Pat over there doing fun stuff with the vocals. Can we hear it for him? This is our last song. Thank y'all so much for being here. Sometimes we like to have little sessions where we're just complimenting each other, and I was just telling Sam that his butt looks so good in those jeans, am I right? This song is about outer space. Thank y'all so much for hanging out, for being here. Thank you, Filling Station, for having us. It's such a joy to be here. There was a big bang shot out across the sky. The night it took aim, a supernova in your eyes. And when the cosmic rings of sound tore through the whole space, they were caustic to the nothing that stood there in the first place. And it went like a sickness caught this turning point in the sky, and you and I are bearing witness to a turning point in the mind's eye. And with the catastrophic boom, we tore through the vacuum of colors flooded empty space, clearing out the fumes. We saw we had the headroom and everything fell into place. 'Cause anything like this just can't be missed or left floating in miles of blood. a big bang. Big bang. Big bang. Big bang. There was a jump start, panic kid, blindness, spark inside your head, nothing turned to something to say. There was a big bang. And you better not let it slip away. There was a big bang. For listening. We're throwing out bones. Please come say hi again. This is Nick, Sam, I'm Liliana. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time.
All right. Well, man, this has been a lot of fun, and I guess so. You're like pretty close to turning south and heading back home.
Yep.
Yes.
And so if people obviously, you said the digital version of the album will be available soon?
Yeah,
The EP?
September 9th, when we have our homecoming show in San Francisco.
Nice. And people will be able to get hold of the copy, the CD, if there are more people than me that still have CD players.
Oh, absolutely.
There must be at least 3 of them out there. So.
Yeah, totally.
Are there other places that you said that you've got some stuff on YouTube? Mm-hmm. I guess I can vouch for the fact that there's some stuff on Bandcamp if people are doing the digital thing.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of buying your music instead of renting it, so I'm a Bandcamp person for sure.
My hero.
So people can check things out there. I imagine Spotify and Tidal and those sorts of places also.
Yeah.
On all your streaming platforms.
If you're going to not heed my advice and buy the music and you're going to rent it anyway, you can find it there.
Yeah, and our merch is pay what you can. So it's really important to us to get the music out there. And so if it's streaming or CDs or Bandcamp, as long as you're listening and enjoying and sharing, like that's super valuable to us, because this music was born out of, our experiences and our things that have inspired and hurt and changed us, and hopefully it has something for those who listen to it.
Are there any experiences that came out of this current tour that are going to make a guest appearance on the new album, do you think?
It'd be cool to write one about you falling down the fire escape in Washington, D.C.
Yikers.
Crack and bummed out.
Oh, no.
No, it was just a sprain. It was just a
There's
sprain.
no crack.
No crack. I think it's hard to tell, honestly, where inspiration hits. There are moments, but I can in my head see images of the painted rocks in the Upper Peninsula, pictured rocks up in Peninsula. Thank you so much. Of the bear at the New York bar that we were hanging out in. It's just these little things and little moments of connection that, whether or not I'm writing about that, it's I'm feeling something. It's like when you hear a song and you're like, I know this song, or you smell something and a memory comes. It's it's all intermingled and mixed.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool to be singing a song and then mid-song realize, whoa, this is about this moment.
Yeah.
What? So that I'm just excited about where the music is going to take us.
And so this is the full-time thing now.
Seems like it.
Yeah, and we're working on UK tours and Euro tours and the United States over and over and over and over again.
So I gotta keep the marshmallow, keep it busy, huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Gotta keep testing that squish.
Lightly, gently,
Lightly, sweetly.
Yeah, hopefully
lovingly.
all of the gremlins got their workout and they can leave you alone for a while.
Yeah, hope so.
One can dream. I hope.
Yeah, send good vibes to our marshmallow band.
That sounded a little more hopeless than I meant. Please, universe.
All right, well, I want to thank you very much, and for the interview, for the great performance, and for the music. And I hope the last part of your tour goes smoothly. You get back home and have a great reunion or a great return show in home base, and that the recording goes great for the new album.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having us and for listening and watching, y'all. This is awesome. Things like this feel really, really special when you're a band on the road. So, thanks.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll be back again next week with another episode, and we'll probably be back in the Tune Factory for that. Who knows? Maybe we'll be back here in the filling station or points unknown. So keep it tuned right here to KGVM and have a great night.